Hello and welcome back to Regiments, and today we are going to continue Operation Black Horse Mad Dash. In the previous episode we were able to ambush even more retreating enemy soldiers and we were able to take control of the entire battlefield. And now we are going to move forward onto another stage of the battle. For that we have 213 points to prepare, and I think at this given point it is going to be more beneficial for us if we invest our points into further deployment points. This way we can get much more people onto the battlefield. We also want to bring our assault engineers back up to strength. The same goes with our scout units and our tanks. We are going to rely on our tanks heavily as usual. And we also want to bring our infantries, our tank hunters back, these helicopters. And the remaining 30 points I think I'm going to invest into our scouts. This unit down here, these engineers have not done so well in the past, and I think I'm going to keep them in the rear for the moment. Therefore, I'm not going to reinforce them. This leaves us with 15 points of operational authority and a good looking regiment. And if we take a look into the operations log, we have some further information from our headquarters. Not the entire Soviet second echelon was delayed. The updated reconnaissance data shows division-sized Soviet reinforcements are pushing into the area, while the airspace battle is still far from decided. All this necessitates a change of plans. FRG survivors report that a lot of other small rebel units are active in the region, but there are no communications. A local TV tower may provide an interim way to connect the disparate bands into something more combat capable. Division HQ wants it secured. And if we now take a look onto our event card, we can see that we have massive problems. We only have one uneventful card and all the others are negative. And I think at the beginning of the battle we want to pick airspace denied. This means that air tactical aid is not available and helicopters are more expensive to deploy. We do not currently use air tactical aids and we also only have one unit of helicopters, and I think this should mean we are more or less in the clear here. I think if we pick that later in the fight, this card could cause some serious problems. The battle is about to begin, so let's have a quick look over the field. We can see three objectives over here. We ourselves have to take Arnstadt and the airfield, while the gas station is separating our positions from rebel positions in the area. We also have to push forward onto the west side of the battlefield, where we have to take Gotha West, Gotha East and the TV tower. All the remaining objectives are optional, but ideally we want to take as much control over the field as possible. And to make sure that we are going to start this phase of right, we are going to push with a massive amount of our force, supported by these anti-air systems, into these three locations and try to capture them as quickly as possible. Artillery illumination is going to help us a great deal. The remaining parts of our force are going to entrench over here, and some scouts are deployed over here, so that we can later push onto the Arlo warehouse. And if we're then also able to capture Quebec, this would be ideal. Or alternatively, we might be able to get onto Waltershausen. But we're going to see how far we can get into this phase once the battle commences. And with that out of the way, it is time to start the fight. Our forces are pushing out. We can see some forces over here. Immediately rebels are going to be attacked. Let's hope we can break through these positions quickly. We have tank hunters, infantry and assault engineers that are trying to flank enemy positions. Actually, let's try to get these guys down into the forest so that we can hopefully flank the enemy, while some of our main battle tanks are going to approach over here with our scouts in the area. These tanks over here, we have infantry that is dismounting over here, and these guys have reached their designated targets. We have another anti-air unit over here to stop the enemy air supremacy. These men need to push. Scouts need to push up a little bit further so that we can actually see the enemy. And I think once we have reached this point, we should be clear to get the enemy from the flank. Our scouts have found something. I am going to order them to hold fire, not to engage, to make sure that they are not getting annihilated. Over here, our mortars are hitting an enemy anti-air system. This is going to be something. Oh well, this is actually some allied artillery. This is even better. But over here, we have not yet been able to spot the enemy. Let's order our artillery to start the bombardment. We have 2 clusters of enemies over there, so this should be good. Let's spread out these forces a little bit. And let's hope that these guys are going to arrive in time. We should be able to spot the enemies soon. Let's push forward with these tanks. I don't want these airborne units to push, they're quite squishy. Come on, you guys, I need you on the field. You can already deploy, you are not moving any faster anyway. Let's move up. What can we do over here? We can't see the enemy in this position, but if we move our tanks forward, we might be able to get these guys. We've already wasted a couple minutes. Not yet been able to get into contact. Now we see something. Yeah, tanks are engaging. These are some tanks that we are able to flank. Let's get these guys into reverse. These tanks need to get into reverse. We have a lot of enemy fire. And let's engage with these people. We have shrapnel. Let's lose it. I should use it on this, but I was not seeing that correctly. Let's move back with these tanks. They're getting suppressed. They have so far not lost a unit, but we want to avoid that. These tanks are falling back. Wonderful. Assault engineers, get those tank hunters. These infantry should be far more than capable to deal with that. Over here, we need to push forward. Tanks move up. Infantry, you need to move up over here. Shield our soldiers. I want illumination over this area. Tank hunters, move further into the rear. Hope that you're not getting hit. Yeah, looks like we were able to dodge that. These guys can mount back up, move forward. These guys move forward. And we are pushing. We see something over there. I cannot tell if they're moving. Let's order these scouts to fall back. And they're also going to be allowed to open fire. We are going to move forward over here. I want this thing destroyed, whatever it is. Looks like we are able to get into Arnstedt. Let's get our boys to fast move over here. These tanks are repaired. Let's move up. Supplies need to move forward. Mortars need to move forward. I want them over here so that they can cover as much range as possible. Some enemy forces are moving up. Let's get these tanks to move into the safety of the forest. These boys need to shift. Scouts can also deliver some fire support. Scouts move up.
Zone captured.
Wonderful. We have taken our first part of the objective. Now we have to get the rest of the airfield. And we should have a relatively good time doing that. Our boys are engaging. Tanks should arrive and do their part very soon. Let's get these guys dismounted. Let's also smoke up these positions to make sure that we have a better way to approach. Hopefully without losing too many vehicles. Assault engineers are coming in. These guys are coming in. These infantry are withdrawing. We have enemy forces approaching over there, but we should be able to deal with that. We have some entrenched tanks in the area. Enemy forces are coming in over there. Let's illuminate this area. Wonderful. Assault engineers are coming in. These infantry are coming in. These tank hunters should come in clutch. Let's get them over here. Enemy aircraft are coming in. Where is our entire system? I have forgotten it all the way back here. Let's hope our other system is able to help. Yeah, it looks like we are able to suppress them. These tanks did take a hit. Let's get them back to repair. We still have some allied units in the area, but they are quite disjointed. We have lost these positions. And it looks like we were able to shoot down an enemy plane. Well, that's at least something, but it looks like all the rebel positions have been wiped out. Infantry, I want you to push up. I want these infantries to push up. These guys can stay back for the moment. Let's get these scouted up. These guys are getting repaired. These tanks have to push. Ideally, we want to take Valley and Niestal, so that we can get onto the flank and later onto the rear of the enemy. But we have to be really careful about these positions. Luckily, our tanks can engage. Yeah, these tanks are getting hit quite hard. The enemy is now counterattacking. Let's get these supplies over. I think some of the units need repair and ammunition. Let's get these guys on fast move. Scouts forward. We do not know where the enemy is coming from at the moment.
Zone captured.
I'm going to assume it's going to be over this side. The airfield has been taken. Let's get everyone onto fast move over here. Let's get these infantries out for the moment so that they can get rearmed. I want the tanks in the forest. Anti-air system move up. I want our sword engineers over there as well. These tanks need to move up. So far we cannot spot any more forces of the enemy. Let's illuminate this area. Yeah, it looks like enemy forces are going to move over there. We have some good positions. We should be more or less capable of holding them back. Infantries also move up. We have scouts over here that are going to hold and capture. Infantries onto the enemy flank. Our mortars are coming in clutch. These are infantries. Our guys should be able to do fair bits of damage. These guys need to move over here.
Zone captured.
Tanks should also be able to engage. Yeah, tanks are engaging. These tanks are coming up. And I want our assault engineers to fast move into the valley and take it. These guys are taking some hits, but we should be strong enough to hold the enemy off. Our tanks are going to move in. Once these scouts are out, these guys should be more or less blind. But these guys should get out. We can get more infantry up. Wonderful. These boys have been annihilated. Let's move forward with our infantry over here. Tanks into the valley. Assault engineers dismount. Get into the valley. We have what looks like large amounts of infantry or tanks in this area. Let's move these guys around a little bit. Infantry is pushing up. Okay, these infantries have been destroyed. These boys need to dismount. Let's get our anti-air system into some cover. Reinforcements are coming up. These guys need to go. Well, they need to stay. Unfortunately, we have run out of ammunition. Infantry push over this side. Oh wow, these have been some good hits. I wonder what that is. It seems to be quite the squishy unit. Artillery is coming in. Let's push forward with our boys and let's get them to move. Let's move over here. Let's use also our cluster bombs over there. These seem to be static targets, so this should be a good use of our resources. We have more movement over there.
Zone captured.
Let's leave these guys over here. Let's fast move our tanks and other stuff into this area. Let's also make a slight push with these tanks. Aerial illumination, I want it over here. Can we get our scouts back? Yes, we can. I want them to push up over on this side as well. These men dismount and push up with our tanks. And other than that, we are currently not able to feed more. Oh, we can get our supplies back. This is huge. We are going to get rid of this roadblock, and then we can resupply many of our units. Arlo Maschinenbau is going to be a valuable target. After that we have Waltershausen. And then we should be behind the enemy defensive line and should be able to push. We only have 9 minutes left. So let's deal with it the best we can. Let's get our airborne units forward.
Zone captured.
Some of our Abrams are under attack, but these tanks stand no chance, it seems like. Let's push forward over here. Yeah, these tanks, these T-80s, oh yeah. They're out. They might not have been destroyed, but they are combat ineffective. Whatever has been down here has been completely annihilated. And it looks like these streets are now open. Can we get these 2 units into the Arlo warehouses? This is going to open up our combat options. Let's get these boys mounted up. Supplies mounted up. I want our anti-air system to move up over here. These guys move up over here. These scouts, I want them to get on the tip of this. There they should have a good overview over the enemy. We are pushing up over here. Wonderful. Tanks are going to support the push down here. These infanterists, I hope that we can get enough supplies in. These infanterists can load up, because these scouts are almost destroyed. And then they're going to get into the warehouse district. Okay, we are getting more stuff in. We have our entire system in the area. Wonderful. I want supplies to set up over here, meaning that these infanterists can move back and get refueled. Our airborne unit is going to help in the push. That is going to commence over here. We are going to light up this area. We have 7 more minutes. 1 or maybe even 2 enemy aircraft have been shot down. And I think these soldiers can also push. Scouts down here, this should help. These Abrams should also be able to push. Tank hunters, I want them over here. We are going to smoke up this location so that our assault engineers have a better way of concealment.
What's next?
And we are now pushing in with our units. We have enemy artillery in this section. And we have cluster ammunition, so let's light them up.
Tactical support is on the way.
Yeah, we are hitting these tank hunters pretty good. Our tanks are getting suppressed, so let's make sure we keep them moving. These tank hunters have been annihilated.
Zone captured.
Airborne units are rushing into Waltershausen.
Multiple targets in the area. Good hit.
And maybe we were able to destroy those units. Airborne, set up. Move in. Tanks are pushing up to give cover fire from over there. We have infantry. Let's get our tanks into reverse, because they could be quite vulnerable against their anti-air systems. And I do not want to lose a valuable tank against some infanterists. Yeah, we are pushing in. These guys have been slaughtered. Very good. These tanks now focus over here. Can we get some scouts or some tank hunters? Yeah, let's get these tank hunters over there. Let's get these scouts over on this section. They have good eyes on the enemy. Anti-air system over here. Mortars also over there. They still have a large amount of ammunition. These guys need to keep up with the front line. These infanterists are also set up again. They can fast move into the forest.
What's next?
The enemy is counterattacking once more. So far we do not know from where. Hopefully over on this section, so that we do not have to waste large amounts of our progress trying to retake some lost ground. As soon as this is light up, we should be able to spot a couple enemy units that we are then able to destroy. We have movement.
Zone captured.
And we have movement that is going up in flanks. These are tanks, these are infantry. This might be the enemy counterattack. We have more movement over there. Our Humvees are unfortunately taking the most of the enemy assault. Anti-air systems are not yet in range. They're coming up.
5 minutes remaining.
Yeah. Let's get our airborne unit out. These assault engineers can also set up again. Ideally, I want them to flank the enemy so that we can get into the crossroads. These infantries can turn around. We have contact over there. We do not have much in the area, so let's get these tanks around. We were able to stop these guys as they pushed up. We have an HQ unit. Infantry set up. Some of our tanks are low on ammunition. Nothing we can do about that at the very moment. Scouts are coming up. They should light up these sections. Let's get our sword engineers deployed so that the losses are going to be relatively limited. Yeah, we have something over there. Our guys are now able to engage. Let's light the area up. We have 3 more minutes. Ideally, I want to take the crossroads. We do not want to lose this ground. We have tanks coming up over on this high ground. And next round, all of our soldiers should be fully supplied again. We have infantry in this section. We have tanks. Let's smoke that up. And let's begin our push. We only have 3 more minutes, so we have to hurry. Our supplies are moving up, so hopefully we can even get some of our guys repaired again. More tanks are coming up over here. So far we are doing quite the good job at holding them back. Tanks are engaging. These infantries are unfortunately taking some hits. Let's move them into the reverse. We can get our airborne unit back. And we should also get our tank hunters around, because the enemy is pushing heavily from that direction. These tanks are almost out of ammunition. These guys should move somewhat into the rear. Yeah, these guys should withdraw. We were able to annihilate those targets. These tanks need to get into the woods. Our supplies are setting up. These guys need to get into reverse. We were able to drive those guys back. How are our mortar systems looking? They should move over here. This is where the most danger is at the moment. Anti-air system also move up. These tanks into the concealment over there. Into the concealment of those bushes. These infantries need to push up. So far, Arlo Maschinenbau is holding. We have targets over here. Our artillery, or well, our tank hunters are engaging. We are holding off the enemy quite effectively.
Zone captured.
Crossroads have been captured. I do not know how much more we can do. Let's use some cluster ammunition over the artillery over there. I think it was this thing. It can't hurt to get these things done with. We have 1 minute left, so let's get these infantries over there. They have lost 1 vehicle, but if we could get them repaired, we might do not have to spend this many points to get them back up to full strength. I also want these tanks to get repaired. And we can get some more scouts up. I want them ideally on this side.
What's next?
If we can spot them, maybe our infantry is even able to engage. It says they are more or less in range, but I do not know if they can actually see them. We are going to find out.
1 minute remaining.
We have 1 minute remaining. These guys should be repaired. And it doesn't even appear like the TV tower is guarded, but we only have so little time. I do not think it is wise to push into this location yet. Let's once more illuminate the area. Maybe we can get a couple quick hits off.
What's next?
Yeah, we can see some entrenched infantry over there. Let's get these boys into reverse. Some of our guys are engaging with long-range weapons. Some nice hits. Maybe we're even able to annihilate that unit. Let's just hope that we are not taking some unnecessary casualties over there. We just need the spotting from our guys and that's it. But it appears also long-range artillery is coming in. Yeah, we have not hit their target. And we have just lost a vehicle. But now this phase is over. So, how does it look like? In total, we have suffered 25 men killed, 67 men wounded and 1 man missing, meaning that we have total casualties of 93 soldiers. We have also lost 7 vehicles. On the enemy side, they have 194 men killed, they have 527 men wounded and 23 men missing, meaning that they have total casualties of 744. They have also lost 105 vehicles and 3 aircraft. We have been incredibly effective in this round. Once more, we were able to engage large amounts of enemy units, and we were also able to destroy huge amounts of them. Unfortunately, we have also lost almost all of the rebel units in the area. Let's hope some more make it onto the battlefield, because they have been quite the good help for our side. I am also happy to report that we have not lost a single platoon. We now have 169 points of operational authority to prepare for the next phase of the operation. This means that we might even be able to upgrade one of our task forces, or we could potentially even get another task force in. But we're going to have a look at this in the next episode. I hope you've enjoyed this one and I thank you all for watching. And until we meet again, I wish you all a great time.